What's up, Cancer? I'm Chris. Welcome to your May Taroscope. Now, I missed you guys in April. Lots of hectic stuff going on in my life. As you can see, I'm not where I usually am. I'm in the middle of a couple of moves right now, but it's very important for me to get here and get to this reading for you guys. Myself as Cancer Rising, I think could use the guidance right now. So let's jump into it. Cancer, just real quick to mention, I did launch my website. It's available, link is in the description. There we can book readings. I have a new booking system where you can choose a time and it's delivered within 48 hours of that time. It makes my life easier, makes your life easier. It's fantastic. And you can also go ahead and donate. Donations help the channel keep running, and those make such a difference, and I love you guys for those. All right, Cancer, so coming into this reading, kind of like reflecting on the energies of your sign. There's almost a feeling of sadness, but sadness, that's the best way I can describe it, sort of feels like it's in the background. And what I think this is sort of saying is that there's a lot of difficulty that's being carried right now, right? A lot of emotional heaviness. But seeing it as I did, like in the background, makes me feel very much that you're doing your best to like keep a brave face. And maybe for the first time in a long time, you're resolved right now to not allow the heaviness of feelings to interfere with how you take care of yourself in your life. Central situation here, Cancer, 8 of Swords. Feeling a little restrictive, feeling a little, psst, hey! Sorry, my cat. We're staying with the friend and she's clawing the couch. I'm gonna kick her ass. Sorry, Cancer. 8 of Swords, so feeling a little restricted, right? Feeling a little bit like the options are limited. Feeling a little bit like there's hurdles to overcome here. It feels like there's almost this like endless, like I'm looking at this and it's as if I'm seeing it in a dream where Cancer is standing on one side of this wall of swords and trying to get to the other side, but in the dream like landscape I'm seeing in my head, it's like the row of swords just keeps getting longer and longer and longer and longer, like never ending. And I think that's saying something to me right now about the way Cancer is feeling. Like when are things gonna get easier, right? Like it's been this sort of when it rains it pours kind of situation going on for a while now. One thing after another, after another, after another. So to me, there's almost a feeling here right now of mental exhaustion. But persistence, right? I think one of the things that 8 of Swords tells us is that there's always possibility. Implied in this card is that possibilities are present and maybe not being seen, or hard to see or hard to acknowledge. So Cancer, this month, be very careful about letting your thoughts and your feelings dictate life choices and life decisions. It's almost as if like you shouldn't totally trust yourself when you're feeling like overwhelmed. You shouldn't trust yourself a little bit when you're feeling like you have no options, or that when you're losing hope and thinking that, you know, maybe things aren't going to get better. There's potential here for self-defeating attitudes. And it's being asked of you, Cancer, to focus on what you do see on the other side of it. Because it's like that dream metaphor again, right? If you're focusing on how many swords there are, it's going to look like they're endless. If you're focusing on getting to the thing on the other side, you get there faster than you realize. In our ideals, Cancer, we have the Ace of Wands. Wanting that fresh start, right? Maybe feeling also a little emotionally and mentally drained. And the Ace of Wands being like a rush of new energy. A desire for just to feel good. I think this is sort of claiming your ego desires a little bit, Cancer. wanting things for material reasons or things that you might think are superficial. The Ace of Wands says, why the fuck not? Where are all material boys and girls in a material world? And with sensitive signs, with water signs, with intuitive signs, with intuitive people, emotionally intelligent people, it is sometimes hard to fulfill those ego needs, right? To see like materialism as anything that's, you know, more than just things. But we know, Cancer, that it's about security. It's about getting to be your most honest, truest self. Is hustling, right? Is making smart career moves right now, making smart money moves right now, carrying on, almost as if this is like a torch in the night, carrying on through the muck. Being insistent on seeing what's on the other side, on focusing on that, yeah. So there is a lot of hope here. And there is an emphasis here with this card that things are going to work out the way they're supposed to. And favorably at that. Alright, starting out coming, the energies we're bringing into May with us. Cancer, we have the Four of Swords. Taking a long time, I think, to get comfortable, to get secure, to be motivated. Maybe kind of slacking out for a while, checking out a little bit. But it was a necessary period of rest, is what I want to say. The Four of Swords tells us that there's a sense of timing here, right? Of when to go and when to stop. And we've known for a while, even though other people might see us on the outside as not doing much, we know we've been doing work. The Four of Swords is very internal. It's meditative, it's reflective. So we've been doing work. And now I think where we're going here, Cancer, is that work is now meant to come into being in the world. All the internal work, all the emotional work, all the personal work, all the thought work, and thought work. I'm not judging how you get your money, Cancer. How you make those connections, Cancer. I'm not judging. But it was necessary time, is my point here. It was work that needed to be done. It was time that needed to be taken. Where the emotional worlds with the King of Cups were stabilizing. We're becoming balanced, where it's almost as if like the way he's looking at this card right now is like he's holding out that cup and pointing to his chest like it's my turn. It's my time. You know what I mean? With that emotional stability comes abundance, comes whatever it is that you want. Money, launching a business, getting in shape, getting a new wardrobe, whatever it is, like getting a promotion, whatever it is that you're like, your goals are for right now, it's with regards to your wealth, with regards to your prosperity and abundance. The emotional stability, stabilizing that you've been working on is now going to pay off in those areas. You're just going to feel worthy. And that translates into how you advocate for yourself. That translates into how you discipline yourself. How you allow yourself to imagine bigger and better. So now we have that feeling, Nine of Wands, right? That getting knocked around feeling. The sadness behind everything else. This is sort of like a why me kind of card. So some of it is real, but some of it is a little self-pity. Self-pity is appropriate and has its time, and it has its purpose, but at a point, it just keeps you locked in place. Now we have two cards here. Just like, look at them. It's a wall. It's a wall in terms of like what you go after in life. And there's a wall in terms of how you think about yourself and how you think about your life. So, but the feeling here, Cancer, as I'm looking at the cards, there's a sense of momentum, I think. Right? That these walls are being overcome. That they're sort of a thing of the past. Talk about leaving it in the past, Cancer. The Chariot as our turning point. What a beautiful card. First of all, representing the balance and the harmony that we've been working so hard for. And the Chariot, it's the exact thing that I was talking about here. When that balance is accomplished, you take off. This is victory. But this is victory that comes from a stability of the self. There's a victory here that comes from a sort of individuation, right? Knowing very clearly who you are, tapping a little bit into those ego desires, and going for it. He's going so fast that he has to just have faith in what he's created, in himself, in his instinct, in his animals. In the work that you've done to like claim the power that you can claim now, Cancer, with your own card here. Coming into the self. Feeling strong and secure. There's success coming this way. May is a month where you get back on your feet. In whatever ways you might feel not on your feet right now, May is a month, Cancer, where we get on our feet again. We try harder. We love and advocate for ourselves. So going forward into May, the King of Swords. Here we have you getting very serious about your businesses. Very serious about ambitions. The King of Swords can be a little cutthroat, but he's full of ideas. And with the King of Swords, I think to avoid the shadow part of the King of Swords, which is sort of cruelty, right? He can be like a tyrant. He could use his intelligence to belittle other people or to be superior. And the way you avoid that, and he becomes a graceful, eloquent king, is by the flow of air, is by the communication, is by the doing, is by the speaking, is by having the ideas and putting them into motion. So Cancer, the ideas that you've been having need to go into motion. And if you do that, you'll feel so strong and so tough and so unstoppable. If you don't do that, you're gonna be a little mad. You're gonna be a little angry. You might feel like lashing out a lot. But if you're lashing out, if you feel yourself getting angry at everybody or everything, remember that means that you're not in your power. And that's why you're mad. So take it like that. I'm not going to say, don't pop off to people, Cancer. But I'm going to say if you find yourself popping off, think about the bigger personal implications about what that means about you and the state of your life and how you're feeling about things. And how you're feeling, most importantly about how you're expressing the reality of your ideal self. Are you making it a reality, or is it staying in la la land? Five of Pentacles, so there's a little loneliness here. There's a little financial hardship. And so this combination here, guys, can be very stressful. With the Five of Pentacles, though, again, it's a sense of things, if things fall through in any way, then it's like your life is taking you somewhere else right now. Five of Pentacles, I feel like a little loneliness here. It's not necessarily bad, but it feels like the hard part of a stage of transition, you know what I mean? It feels like the tough part. It feels like the part where you've been out in the cold for too long and you're not sure where like the next place to get warm is gonna be. Your discipline though this month, Cancer, is the long term, right? This is what I was talking about also with the Eight of Swords, where you're traveling and you kind of need to stay focused on what's at the end. And here it's kind of hard to see. It's going to be hard to see, Cancer. It's not going to be an easy journey for you right now. But with the Five of Pentacles, I'm just looking at it, I'm feeling like it's not saying this is where you end up, this is where you are. Right? You're in this place. So what comes after the Five of Pentacles, the Six of Pentacles, balance and stability. It's a transitional place. You have to keep perspective, Cancer, on the fact that the struggles that you're feeling right now are temporary. Let's see what we get as the last part of this reading to see exactly where we end up. But you have to put things into motion this month. It's very important to actually not just come up with things, but to execute them, to begin the execution of ideas, plans. So Cancer, rough ending to the reading. We have the Ten of Swords. So this month, prepare for certain things that you've been holding on to, fights you've been having, struggles you've been holding on to come to an end. Things that are ending now need to end. This is a tough one for me to see because, you know, like I said, I'm going through transitory times. Bottom of the deck, we have Queen of Wands. This is like the ambition to make a home. This is the ambition to make a comfortable world for yourself. The most comfortable thing for you, Cancer, might not be the thing you want. It might mean letting go of something you've been holding on to for a long time. But with the Ten of Swords comes a promise of relief. It hurts. It hurts a lot, but look where we end up again, guys. Fresh starts. Opportunities that you'd even see coming. Alright, outcome card. Here we go, you see? So it's not so bleak. I think with the Ten of Swords, what this actually is more of like an end to suffering. Whatever's causing you suffering right now, Cancer, is going to come to an end. Now that can mean a lot of things for a lot of people, right? Suffering because you're in a bad relationship coming to an end, that means like the end of something that maybe you don't want. But what if the end of your suffering means that, you know, maybe I'm projecting, but you get an apartment that you've been waiting for. And so the end of your stress and time in between, this suffering comes to an end. How about that? How about that? This is what comes to an end. This suffering, this struggle. Aggressively, violently. Because look, here's the outcome for the month, guys. We have the Empress. stability, right? Feeling loved, feeling safe, feeling secure. You keep our head, like our eyes on the prize, right? What are those things where you put on horses? I forget what they're called. Like blinders or something? Keeps them looking straight ahead. Cancer, the thing to do this month is keep looking straight ahead. Like, don't look at things that are coming at you from different directions, because you will go off track. You will get lost in this. If you stay focused, this is where we end up. Feeling so good about yourself. Feeling cared for and abundant. An end to suffering and loneliness and struggle. Alright, Cancer? So again, go ahead and check out my website. Donations are very welcome. They keep this channel running and all these free videos coming at you guys. More content to come. Keep a lookout. I'm very happy to be back here, Cancer. As I've said before, it's been a rough time for me recently, but this brings me so much joy to do this. It is lifting of my spirits, and I hope yours as well. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I will talk to you guys in a bit next month. Bye.